Graduates, will you please stand and guests remain standing for the flag presentation, the national anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance led by Kimberly Nashera Bourne, and the alma mater.
Please remain standing and repeat with me the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Demi Nicole Hofstetter will lead the invocation, and Ariana Yoreli Mata will give the welcome. Demi Nicole Hofstetter will lead the invocation, and Ariana Yoreli Mata will give the welcome.
As we are here today, I just want to encourage you, as Romans 12:2 says, to not be conformed to this world, but continually be transformed by the renewing of your minds. Let this class of 2012 live up to their purpose and achieve our dreams with dignity and love. Please bow your heads and join me in prayer. Dear Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for our many blessings and for giving us the willpower to victoriously stand here today as graduates. We thank you for each and every plan that you have for this class of 2012. Father God, that we will be the light to our generation, and that this class will shock our current culture and be something beyond expectation. God, thank you for each and every individual that played a part in our journey to graduation. Our family, teachers, and our administrative staff. We thank you for each and every wonderful blessing, Father. Keep us safe as we travel throughout life. Forever be with us and forever guide us. Again, thank you for all you've done. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you. You may be seated.
Good evening. Good evening, administration, returning alumni, families, friends, and fellow graduates. I'm honored to stand before you this evening and welcome you to the graduation ceremony of the class of 2012. On behalf of all the graduates, I would like to thank all of the parents, family members, and friends who encouraged and supported us as we work towards arriving here today. I can imagine that there were many times when we seemed disconnected from daily routines as we concentrated on our studies or slept after a long day at school. I would also like to especially thank the faculty members who worked with us, pushing us daily in our endeavors, seeking out our passion, and challenging us with new thinking. Thank you for understanding and pushing us and to teach us and to not procrastinate for our last semester in school. We're sorry for that. I believe I speak for all the graduates today when I say that I sincerely appreciate the compassion that all of you gave us these past years of our educational careers. Today, we have reached the first stepping stone of our ultimate success. Every struggle, every tear, every day before it's due all-nighter will not be remembered after we step outside these gates. All of these things will be replaced with new obstacles that I know each and every one of us is capable of overcoming. And I say, Class of 2012, I dare you to be the change this world needs, to be the beginning of a new world phase, to be the generation that takes it all but gives the most. Class of 2012, you won't. I remember being a gander way before I knew what a gander looked like. My sister Giovanna was a senior when I was a freshman. She guided me through the gander ways when I was just a sixth grader. Thanks to her, I overcame my shy demeanor and joined clubs and organizations like band, Interact, Student Council, National Honor Society, and many more. Each entrusted upon me leadership skills that I will use from here on out, like I know many of you will too. And now, I would like to tell all of those who have supported the class of 2012 to continue helping us and leading us through our future hardships in hopes that we continue achieving greater than we ever dreamed possible. Thank you, class of 2012, for making me president of many organizations. I enjoyed every meaningful memory that I have made with you. Also, thank you to my grandmother, who traveled from Mexico to accompany me in my class in this very special occasion. Te quiero, abuelita. And a shout out to Dr. Walenta, Aide Trejo, Jeffrey Servin, Giovanna, Junior, and my parents for being the greatest influences and support group. Tonight, as we leave these gates, let it be known that the class of 2012 will succeed in everything. And just remember, there is no stopping us right now. Thank you.
There are many people here tonight who have contributed to the success of these seniors. We would like to express our appreciation by recognizing some of them at this time. First, we would like to recognize our Goose Creek Board of Education. Please hold your applause until I have introduced all members of the board, and then we will recognize the board as a group. I will ask board members to stand as I call your name and remain standing until we can recognize all of you. President, Mrs. Janice Coffey. Vice President, Mr. Howard Sampson. Secretary, Mr. Daniel Blackford. Assistant Secretary, Mr. Jimmy Smith. Members, Mr. Carl Berg and Mr. Augustine Laredo III. Please join me in recognizing our Board of Education. Also, we are pleased to have members of our administrative office, central staff, and several principals with us. Again, if you would hold your applause until I have called the names, and then we will recognize the group. Please stand as I call your name and remain standing until all names have been called. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Toby York. Deputy Superintendent for Administrative Services, Dr. Byron Terrier. Executive Director of School Administration, Mrs. Suzanne Heinrich. Executive Director of Curriculum and Instruction, Mrs. Diana Maldonado. Executive Director of Support Services, Mr. Pete Cote. Director of Guidance and Counseling, Mrs. Jancy Alexander Alfaro. Director of Special Education, Dr. Tom Kelchner. Director of Career and Technical Education, Mrs. Renee Dillon. Director of Bilingual Education, Mrs. Norma Picasso-Jones. And our Chief Technology Officer, Mrs. Frankie Jackson. We are also honored to have several principals with us tonight. Principal of Horace Mann Junior School, Dr. Michael Cooper Smith. Principal of Travis Elementary, Mrs. Karen Thomas. Principal of Lamar Elementary, Mrs. Rochelle Izquierdo. Principal of Carver Elementary, Mrs. Rachel De Leon. Principal of San Jacinto Elementary, Mrs. Becky Robbins. Principal of Asheville Smith Elementary, Mrs. Patricia Music. And Principal of Harlem Elementary, Mr. Matt Warford. Please join me in recognizing our administrative office, central staff, and principals. Now join me in recognizing the administrative staff of Robert E. Lee High School and the Peter E. Highland Center. Please stand and remain standing until all names are called. Senior Class Principal, Mr. Neil Hall. Senior Class Counselor, Mrs. Stephanie Stevenson. Senior Class Secretary, Mrs. Sonia Turner Englert. Assistant Principals, Mr. Juan Castillo, Mrs. Mary Fontenot, Mrs. Laura Reyes, and Mr. Richard Smith. Academic Dean, Mr. Matt Bollinger. Counselors, Mrs. Kim Fox, Ms. Tommy Smith, and Mrs. Veronica Swallow. Our registrar is Mrs. Patricia Grosjean. Please join me in recognizing our staff. The faculties at Robert E. Lee High School and the Peter E. Highland Center are made up of men and women who care about their students. They have worked with these young people for 4 years. They have grown to know and love them, and they have helped them reach this point in their lives. Will the Robert E. Lee and the Peter E. Highland faculties please stand? Please join me in recognizing our faculties. You, as parents of these fine young men and women, have played a vital role in the educational process. We appreciate the support you have given us. Would the parents of our graduates please stand and be recognized at this time? Parents, will you please stand? I am sure there are also some proud grandparents in this group. Would the grandparents please stand? There is another group who has contributed to the success of these senior students. They're elementary and junior school teachers. If you are a former teacher of any of these seniors, would you please stand and allow us to recognize you? At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Denise Trejo with our senior reflections.
Good evening, graduates, staff, friends, and family. We have been waiting many days, months, and years for this day. As we walked into the field and sat in our seats, we started to think of the journey we have had these past 4 years. We first stepped into the halls of Robert E. Lee in the fall of 2008. We have to admit, we were a bit scared. All of our lives, people had told us how amazing the football team was and how many traditions we had to uphold. But we gladly embraced it. Our first year was a bit of a challenge, with our dear friend Hurricane Rita making us evacuate. We were sad because we did not get the freshman welcome, and of course, we sadly had to skip days of class. You can say freshman year was finding the small place you fit in within the family. From class clowns, sports, clubs, and organizations, we all took a part. Sophomore year was a breeze. It was a stage in high school when you're relieved from being called a freshman, but you don't have 1 year left like the juniors, and clearly you're not a senior. Junior year was a major year for us. It was that year that it helped you out of class rank or it brought you down. Personally, I have to say this year was a hectic year. Getting used to the multiple projects given by teachers, organization committees, and club responsibilities was a bit of a challenge. Junior year was the second evaluation of our high school lives. We settled down to our true personalities. We were clearly not the same as we were our freshman year. We had matured, and our pop culture always influenced us through clothing style, music, and just being what we wanted to be. We were excited that we were 1 year away from graduating and getting out of here, but we enjoyed and embraced our traditions. As we rolled into our senior year, we got adrenaline to give it our last push in our classes, whether it was a notorious senior research paper, studying for multiple exams on the same day, or just trying to wake up in time for school. With all these academic things through our senior year, we needed some stress relief. Senior year was the year to remember the most. As we said, this is the last time we're doing this. We started the fall with everybody wondering what the crazy guys in soccer would do this year. Our last homecoming dance, new leadership positions some of us had taken, and ended the year with many banquets to attend, the unforgettable prom, and how some of us not being able to take part of senior skip day due to AP testing, and of course, waiting for this memorable night. I will never forget the constant reminder to get swept or being told to put your ID badge, and the snow days that we fortunately got for 2 years. The Lee versus Sterling weeks that we had, the support we had for all of our Gander athletes, and especially the Friday night lights. Whether it was chanting 2 bits, 4 bits with the cheerleaders, dancing with the celebrities, playing sand tunes with the band, or yelling our hearts out in the student section, or being the actual athletes playing in the field, they were all memorable nights. So as we end this Gander journey, let us not forget a few people. To God, for granting us this night to be here, and letting us live another day, giving us strength to endure anything we go through. To the people who were there for us, whether it was your parents, mentors, family, teachers, who at the time seemed annoying, but then you realized that they were just trying to help you out. School staff and friends, thank you so much. To the people who you have proved wrong tonight, or that once brought you down at one point. To the high school breakups, friend problems, and anything else that made us stronger. To the classmates that we have lost and are in a peaceful place, we hold you dear in our hearts. To the classmates that will go on to serve our country, thank you for the commitment that you have made. Last but not least, to the person sitting next to you, because they were part of the class family. So give them a hug or shake their hands, because as we leave tonight, some of us will go on our separate ways. As we spend our last night together as a class, make good memories and don't make mistakes. Tomorrow, we will walk out of project graduation and we begin our lives in the real world. We will all have different lives, from getting jobs to serving our country and everything in between. I wish you all the best in anything you set your heart into. Remember to never give up and keep calm. Thank you, and God bless the class of 2012.
It is my pleasure to now introduce Mr. Hunter Waldy.
Howdy. All right. I'd like to start off by saying welcome to all of you in attendance tonight, and thank you for being here to celebrate this momentous occasion. It is an honor and a privilege to be standing at this podium speaking to you. Tonight is the night where all of our hopes and aspirations that we have dreamed of throughout our years of schooling will finally be realized as we walk across the stage. Hopefully, none of you will trip. A night like tonight cannot happen without the people who lay the groundwork for our successes. So now, on behalf of my fellow students, I would like to personally thank all the parents, friends, teachers, principals, registrars, random strangers at C&Ds, and any others who have given advice and helped to shape us as the people we are today. Without these people, none of us would be here sitting before you. To my parents, obviously, I want to be here without y'all. Y'all are the ones responsible for teaching me right from wrong, and y'all have been there for me every step of the way. If it was not for y'all's constant love, support, and sarcastic remarks to put me in my place when I need it, I would not be who I am today. Hopefully, I have made y'all proud. Next, I would like to acknowledge the amazing teachers who have facilitated our growth from naive freshmen to proud seniors. To the teachers that have had the honor and the privilege of having me in their classes, thank you for accepting all my countless bribes. Wouldn't be up here without y'all. When I was asked by Ms. Stevenson, our lovely senior counselor, to give this senior challenge speech, I thought to myself, why in the world would they ask me to challenge the senior class? I am the king of procrastination. By the way, thank you for that, Mom. Appreciate it. When it comes to procrastination, my skills are legendary, just ask my friends. So naturally, I waited to the last minute to write my speech. I asked plenty of people as to what I should challenge my fellow seniors to do. I received tons of great advice and inspirational ideas from those around me, but when it came time to put all of those thoughts in my head into words, I struggled greatly. But when I thought about it, I realized that is the challenge we all face, taking everything we've learned in our lives up to this point and making the most of it. Whether it's the knowledge you've gained from studying math or English in school, from playing sports, or just learning from the mistakes you've made in your own life, the greatest challenge we all face is putting the pieces of this puzzle we call life together so that we and the people around us can enjoy our time here on this earth. Each of us has to decide for ourselves what we want to be in life and what we want our life to be. No one else can tell you who you are. You have to take everything you've learned and make decisions for yourself. At some point in time, each of us will fail. But hey, that's why we're human. The challenge is learning from those mistakes and growing as people from it. We're now at the point in our lives where the decisions we make from here on out will affect us. So, as my mom always tells me, make good choices. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself or for those around you. When you know what is going on is not right. Put yourself in the position to be successful at whatever you choose, because if you don't, you are doing yourself a disservice. As the late Joe Paterno said, do the little things right, and the big things will take care of themselves. So now, class of 2012, my challenge to you is to take from this what you choose, because that's what I feel life is about. Using the good that we have learned and throwing away the bad. And remember, we don't always graduate, but when we do it with class of 2012. Thanks and gig 'em.
The salutatorian for our class is Joel Mendez.
Good evening once again, Superintendent Dr. York, Board of Trustees, teachers, counselors, parents, guardians, grandparents, great-grandparents, friends, best friends, neighbors, co-workers, acquaintances, etc. How do you do? As a salutatorian, I'm given the pleasure to speak before this big, intimidating crowd. I can give thanks to the parents, but I think we should do that individually, just as I'm doing right now. Mom, Dad. Okay. I can talk about life and growing up, but I'm too young and inexperienced. I'll only be able to guess. I can, however, talk about myself, Joel Mendez. Please bear with me. I'm Joel A. Mendez. The A is a self-given middle name. It stands for arrogance, according to some people, but it stands for a variety of other awesome things. The A represents the A's in my report card. It represents the A's, the A in AP placement classes, advanced placement classes. The A signifies that I'm above you as the 1% of my class. It represents that I'm amazing and that anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. Now, will anybody in the crowd support a man that's arrogant as such portrayed? Will any of you support a man that has an ego that matches Gary Oakes? My guess is that no one will. How many in my class, as I was speaking, was thinking, if you're so amazing, why are you number 2 of our class? That's exactly what keeps me from being too cocky. When I compare myself to my class, my shortcomings tend to undermine my achievements. In my math classes, although I had high grades, I rarely managed to be as quick as the human calculator. In English, I wrote excellent analytical essays, yet I failed to interpret poetry. I managed my time well with extracurricular activities, but I could have never managed to fit in a job. Athletes, I know a bunch of you spent numerous hours out in the field during the sun, yet I was withering a while ago in the stands, even though it was raining. Musicians, I have heard some of you. You can sing, you can play an instrument. I can only whistle. Artists, I wish I had the patience that you do and the ability to draw something more than cartoon doodles. The students who are going into the military, I wish I had the courage. I wish I had your courage. Those who were successful in debate, those who rose our school spirit, those who took initiative, those who can tie a tie correctly, those who could cook more than ramen noodles. The list goes on. As I reflect on these personal failures, I realize that I'm not perfect. I'm not the best. And I realize if I ignore these failures, I may become a bit conceited and receive little support. But I don't tend to humble myself too much, or else I'll get discouraged. If you're too arrogant or too humbled, worst case scenario, you'll somehow fail and end up in the streets, where you'll be vulnerable to rabid dogs, gangsters, face-eating zombies, or a combination of the three. So as I leave this stadium, I aim to improve. This is my best guess at life, my current central truth, as some of y'all call it. Instead of thinking you are the best, remember those who outperform you. Instead of thinking you are the worst, improve in the areas in which you were outperformed. So lovely class of 2012, I thank you for keeping me in my feet in the ground, and showing me how I can become better. Thank you.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the valedictorian for the class of 2012, Miss Aditi Singh.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, teachers and administrators. Tonight we are gathered to celebrate the accomplishments of the Robert E. Lee High School class of 2012. And let me just start off by saying I am absolutely honored to be standing here representing my senior class. Thank you for bestowing this honor upon me as your valedictorian. Ever since I was in elementary school, I wanted to be right here, right in front of you, giving this speech to my classmates and my friends. I am so blessed to have had this opportunity to make this dream a reality. Graduation is a time of reflecting on the past and looking onward to the future. It is a time that we as graduates get together, for one last celebration before moving on to bigger and better adventures. This year, we had a very unique and exceptional group of students who are graduating. We have been through so much and have changed and grown together. As we look back on 4 amazing years, it is easy to see that Lee High School has played an instrumental role in helping to shape the young men and women we are today. And this is largely due to our teachers and our administrators. It takes a truly special person to be a teacher, and Lee High School is lucky enough to have some of the most extraordinary teachers in the world. They have helped me, as well as my fellow graduates, to get to this day. Not only did they teach us things like integration, the downfalls of the Roman Empire, and analyzing poems, but they also instilled in us the importance of life lessons, such as serving others and following our dreams. I would like to thank all the teachers for their dedication and kindness. The administrators at Lee High School are also some of the most caring and hardworking people I know. A special thank you to Mr. Davis for always being there for us. Whether it was announcements or class meetings, he always helped us out and pushed us to strive for excellence. Thank you also to Ms. Stevenson for letting us come into her office and vent, and for believing in me and the rest of the senior class. I would also like to give a huge thank you to my parents and to all the parents who are here tonight. I know that I would not be standing here giving this speech without my parents' love and support. A thank you also goes out to my little sister Divya for telling me to always suck it up when I was down and for being the mature one in the family. I would also like to thank my grandparents who traveled halfway across the world just to come see me graduate. Of all the things we learned in high school, there is something much stronger and much more valuable than any formula we could have ever learned. It is a special type of bond. It is not ionic, but it is just as powerful. It is the gift of friendship. It is something that can never be taught, but is something that is experienced. I have been so fortunate in experiencing this gift with some of the most amazing people. We have laughed together, we have cried together, we have laughed so hard we were practically crying together. My friends have been there for me when I needed them the most. Those inside jokes and story times, picking on each other and complaining about homework, just brought us closer together. At Robert E. Lee, we have made bonds between friends that will never be broken. Whether it was football games, pep rallies, prom, or just everyday classes, we have made memories that will last a lifetime. If there's something that I would like to leave with you today, it is this. I hope you all live your lives to your heart's content. Find your passion and pursue it. I hope you take the path in life that leads you to the most happiness, because in the end, that's all that matters. I hope you never give up and stand up for what you believe in. But most importantly, the most important thing I can tell you tonight is to remember where you came from. You were a Gander once. We've been through 4 years here. For some of us, it has been intense satisfaction. For others of us, not so much, but we all had to endure it. And for all of us, it is finally over. What's Robert E. Lee High School going to be like without us? The academic world is going to be missing some of its top performers. Sports are going to be hurting without some of their best players. And the hallways will definitely be a lot less exciting without our charismatic personalities. But when it comes down to it, we're made for bigger and better things. We're going to graduate, and we're going to live our lives as successful young adults. For our futures, I hope that our worries stay small and that our dreams reach the stars, because the sky's the limit. Remember, tonight, we are young. We can burn brighter than the sun. Congratulations, class of 2012. We're the best. This is our time to shine. Thank you, and YOLO.
Tonight, as we call the names of our graduates, we will point out you the various cum laude degrees. For your information, I would like to point out that summa cum laude is the top 2%, magna cum laude is the next 3%, and cum laude the next 5%. These students represent the top 10% of our senior class, and we will recognize their achievements individually when their names are called. You will notice in your program that we have listed all students who have received honors, awards, and scholarships at this time. Because we have recognized them individually at the Honors and Awards program, and because the names appear in the program and will also appear in the Baytown Sun, we will not introduce them individually tonight. I would like for you to know that this senior class has been offered scholarships valued at $2,011,394. Of this amount, they have accepted scholarships worth $1,762,294. We congratulate these fine young people, and we also share the joy that you as parents feel. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to present to you the Robert E. Lee graduating class of 2012. The challenges faced by this class have been great, but they have jumped the necessary hurdles with integrity to be here tonight. As your principal, I encourage each of you to continue your journey along the pathway of success. As high school graduates, on June 8, 2012, you should continue to set high standards for yourself. Be clear about your purpose and continue to remain close to your family, friends, and community. As I look out across the class of 2012, I am extremely proud of you. You have come together from many different backgrounds and experiences to accomplish a lot. I know that we can look forward to even greater accomplishments as you take the next step down life's path. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Robert E. Lee High School, Senior Class Neil Hall, and Senior Class Counselor Stephanie Stevenson, I would like to extend our best wishes for future success and wish God's blessing upon each of you. Dr. Toby York, I would like to present the 2012 graduating class of Robert E. Lee High School. Class, will you please stand?
Thank you, Mr. Davis. As superintendent of the Goose Creek Consolidated Independent School District, it is my privilege to certify that the students in the class of 2012 of Robert E. Lee High School have either met state and local requirements for graduation and are eligible to receive a diploma, or have met the attendance requirement under Senate Bill 673 and are eligible to receive a certificate of attendance. Those receiving a diploma successfully completed the following requirements: the curriculum identified by the Goose Creek CISD Board of Trustees and the State Board of Education, and successful completion of the exit level assessment instrument or an individualized education plan. The very fact that you have completed your studies and are part of this audience tonight means that the last 13 years have prepared you to accept the many responsibilities and demands in today's ever-changing world. Certainly that is the hope of the faculty and staff of Robert E. Lee High School as well as district personnel. Take what you have learned and use it. Believe it or not, you will apply the knowledge and experience you have gained over the years in almost everything that you do, especially as you meet new challenges. Class of 2012 at Robert E. Lee High School, best of luck, success, and happiness to you as you venture out to make your future become a reality. Thank you.
You may be seated. Because we have now come to the phase of our graduation for which you have been waiting, we have discussed the meaning of this ceremony with our seniors and would like to mention it to our guests in the audience. While this is a happy and exciting occasion, this is a ceremony of honor and dignity. We would ask your cooperation in maintaining the honor and dignity of this ceremony. so that each senior can be recognized appropriately. Meg Galloway and Kurt Bouillon will be announcing the names of the graduates tonight.
Will the first row please rise and approach the platform? Aditi Singh, summa cum laude. Joel Mendez, summa cum laude. Catherine Sparks, summa cum laude. Guadalupe Junior Ramirez, summa cum laude. Marisol Pereira, summa cum laude. Jessica De Leon, summa cum laude. Aide Trejo, summa cum laude. Morgan Marie Curry, magna cum laude. Demi Nicole Hofstetter, magna cum laude. Ariana Yareli Mata, magna cum laude. Courtney Nicole Poole, magna cum laude. Jose Carrillo, magna cum laude. Jesus Pereira, magna cum laude. Madison Ariana Tolles, magna cum laude. Amy Renee Volman, magna cum laude. Jacqueline Espinosa, magna cum laude. Denise Sarai Trejo, magna cum laude. Hector Dario Vela, cum laude. Sergio Renaga Jr., cum laude. Wendy Dean Shelton, cum laude. Hunter Patrick Waldy, cum laude. Sam Thomas Schroyer, cum laude. Angela Gonzalez, cum laude. Luisa Elena Perez, cum laude. Erica Ruby Perez, cum laude.
Alec Mason Reeves, cum laude. Luis Alberto Passament, cum laude. Nathan Paul Wood, cum laude. Alexis Naomi Velasquez, cum laude. Kimberly Nashira Bourne, cum laude. Jamaica Chandria Richards, cum laude. Clay Leatherwood, cum laude. Tony Danielle Yarlis, cum laude. Haley Margarita Blanco, cum laude. Dontera Rainisha Abraham. Josue Eduardo Aguilar. Zarina Aguilar. Antaje Kiera Aldridge. Chris Alfred. Roshura Almendares. Joshua Fata Alasande. Elizette Monique Alvarez. Manuel Alvarez. Yahara Alvarez. Maria Andrade. Serafina Andrew. Hugo Angel Angelo. Norberto Aramburo. Nayeli Margarita Aranda.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been informed there's a storm moving this way. We're going to move a little bit faster. We apologize. Chanel Nicole Archie. Dolores Arriaga. Joe Ubaldo Avellaneda. Irais Avila. Gerard Lejean Barnabe. Edgar Santiago Bejar. Julie Ray Bennett. Kaylin Ray Bishke. Ashton Blades. William Botting. Terrence Boyd. James Eric Brewer. San Juana Maria Breseño. Cody Mason Buchanan. George Buenrostro. Matthew Allen Busby. Joseph Daniel Cabrera. Laquita Shanta Calica. Crystal Ann Cano. Jose Luis Cano. Braulio Jesus Cantu. John Robert Cantu. Paulina Margarita Cantu. Amador Carpio.
Monica Carrillo. Dolores Elizabeth Castillo. Heredia Castillo. Erica Castillo. Martin Castillo. Sergio Castillo. Veronica Castillo. Gabriel Castro. Juan Ceja. Lizette Cherise. Carlton Ray Champion Jr. Claudia Carissa Chapa. Alyssa Nicole Chavez. Edgar Chavez. Manuel Chavez. Marlene Chavez. Nalel Cecilia Chavez. Patrick Ian Cisneros. Jordan Daniel Clements. Austin Cole Cobb. Nathaniel Montez European Combs. Alexandra Kelly Keneally. Brianna Michelle Cortez. Quentin Payne Cruikshank James.
Christopher Clayar. Joshua Cuevas. Ricky Cuevas. Chris Anthony Dale. Christina Tamasha Dale. Christopher Torres Davis. Bianca de la Cruz. Jose Angel Davila. Hector de Leon. Gabriela Delgado. Joanna Celia Delgado. Amber Marie Desmore. Amber DeVore. Who is that? Amber? Kyle Malcolm Diamond. Enrique Diaz Jr. Melissa Saray Diaz. Roberto Dimas. Alexis Lorraine Don Juan. Dylan Blake Drews. Emily Renee Epler. Jacqueline Escobedo. Georgiana Trinae Felder. Luis Esteban Figueroa.
Rachel Finn. Ame Lee Flores. Christina Corrine Flores. Jordan Anthony Flores. Selena Diane Flores. Dillian Craigie Frederick. Kimberly Gaitan. Elizabeth Galvan. Aaron Garcia. Areli Garcia. Berenice Lizette Garcia. Felicia Renee Garcia. Renee Deneri Garcia. Ricardo Urube Garcia. Santiago Garcia. Anais Garivo. Arturo Eugene Garza. Christopher Andrew Garza. Alicia Marie Gilbert. Vontasia Atiana Gold. Michael Gomez. Roberto Carlos Gomez. Kevin Gonzalez. Toye Princess Gonzalez. Victor Gonzalez.
Jeremy Earl Good. Travis Andrew Goss. Margarita Gracia. Mydron Green. Dorchelle Lierta Green. Cynthia Guevara. Jessa Gillen. Sandra Gutierrez. Sofia Guadalupe Gutierrez. Joseph Calvin Halstead. Shannon Lee Henry. Diana Hernandez. Joanna Hernandez. Jose Alejandro Hernandez. Karen Arlene Hernandez. Prodigio Hernandez, Jr. Rosario Lizette Hernandez. Daniel Herrera. Brittany Nicole Heron. Austin Hirschberger. Josh Hildebrand. Tiffany Morgan Holcomb. Jamari Holmes. Hillary Carmen Hobson. Tommy. I put George if it wasn't.
Jorge Escamilla. Mario Flores. Rolando Ibarra. Megan K. Marsh. Victoria Lynn Reisenhoover. Alexandria Santos. Jose Ricardo Torres Vielma. Joshua Vicente Ibarra. Katie Leanne Jimenez. Keith S. Johnson. Kendrick Lamar Johnson. Scott Johnson. Brandon William Karsten. Ashley King. Patrick Michael Kluppel. Asia LeCap. Darian Landry. Terrell Justin Lee. Brenda Berenice Leja. Sarai Larma. Dwayne Gilbert Lewis. Alicia Joshelle Leister. Jamie Jaime Lopez Jr. Kimberly Lopez.
Perla Isabel Lopez. Ricardo Lozano. Aaron Isaiah Lozano. Daisy Torres Lucatero. Lizeth Lucatero. Benjamin Madrigal. Flaco Jesus Madrigal. Janie Citlali Madriz. Jacqueline Mariscal. Griselda Marquez. Monica Marie Marquez. Aaron Martinez. Fermin Adrian Martinez. Heriberto Martinez. Jose Luis Martinez. Juan Antonio Martinez. Carla Martinez. Rosa Dalia Martinez. Priscilla Leanne Mata. Daphne Matias. Luis Eduardo Medellin. Christian Bola Melendez. Julia Lee Melville. Gabriela Mendez.
Adam Lee Mendieta. Angel Mendoza. Claudia Itzel Mendoza. Gregory De Jesus Mendoza. Xavier Aaron Mendoza. Amari Jawan Merritt. Abraham Monasterio. Jairo Padron Monasterio. Jasmine Ray Montoya. Vanessa Moran. Viviana Moran. Raquel Sarari Moreno. Gumaro Mongia. Luis Alberto Navarro. Kaylin Michelle Nayland Fight. Mauro Ivan Nolasco. Christian Jesus Nunez. Danny Ochoa. Savannah Soledad Olbera. Jade Nicole Olvera. Maria Elena Padron. Jose Damian Palacios. Jessica Palominos. Hector Eduardo Pesina.
Genesis Pedrosa. Christian Perales. Augustine Perez. Alejandro Perez. Christian Jesus Perez. Jacqueline Victoria Perez. Jessica Beatriz Perez. Miguel Angel Perez. Noel Perez. Tony Ray Perez. Yaneli Perez. Crystal Perez Salazar. Kobe Lee Phillips. Jace Connor Pitkin. Alberto Javier Ponce. John Michael Porsche. Evelina Nicole Porras. Miguel Angel Quintana. Gabriel Ramos. Jonathan Ramos. Curtis Joseph Randall. Andrea Christine Resendez. Jessica Reveles.
Erica Renee Reyes. Luis David Reyes. Victor Lorenzo Reyes. Javon Ramon Richardson. Ana Rico. Maria de Jesus Rios. Michelle Elena Rivera. Miguel Angel Rivera. Claire Elizabeth Rivers. Alejandro Rodriguez. Ashley Retta Rodriguez. Lorena Rodriguez. Miguel Antonio Rodriguez. Marlon Rojas. Quinteria Shanye Rose. Dalton Lee Rosemond. Kanisha Lachey Rosemond. Samantha Valen Rosemond. Elias Alanis Rosenbaum. Kara Danielle Rosser. Mark Anthony Rubalcaba. Jesus Ricardo Saldana. Frank Javier Salinas.
Brianna K. Sams. Janelle Shanika Samuel. Ernest Rafael Sanchez. Sylvester Reyes Sanchez. Christian Alberto Sandoval. Nathaniel Alexander Scott. Christian Tyler Sharp. Angelica Jonetta Sherman. Adrian Martin Silva. Blanca Jeanette Silva. Fernando Silva. Destiny Nicole Senegal. David Leonel Smith. Troyne Janelle Smith. Harley Swallow. Francisco Soto. Tremaine Nicole Spates. Haley Leanne Spiker. Dakia Trishelle St. Andre. Travis Alden Talent. Isaac Ray Tamayo. Tyra Demonier Thomas. Lisbeth Torres. Angie Torres.
Sergio Torres. Giselle Tovar. Abigail Trejo. Alfredo Trejo. John Anthony Tukes. Caitlin Charlene Turner. Arlene Valdez. Carmen Inez Valdivinos. Devin C. Vargas. Carla Lizette Vasquez. Liliana Vasquez. Rebecca Ann Vasquez. Roberto Vasquez. Sonora Marina Vasquez. Laura Nicolette Volano. Elizabeth Villalon. Jaylyn Simone Warren. Haley D. White. Joseph Maurice Wilkerson, Jr. Lindsay Ann Williams. Shanice Jasmine Wilson. Ricky Elisa Yarlis. Marcelo Zarate.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of slippery up here. Yeah, they considering everything. Graduates, will you please stand? Graduates, please stand. As a symbol of your graduation, please move your tassel from the left side to the right. Audience, please stand for the benediction.
Would you please bow your heads and pray with me? Dear God, we have all been waiting for this day to come, and I would like to thank you for getting us through these last 4 years of high school. It has been a crucial time in our lives, and we couldn't have made it through them if it wasn't for your grace and mercy. I thank you for all the friends and families that have given us support throughout the years. I thank you for all the memories we've been able to make with one another, and I pray that we cherish them forever. I pray for all of the families that have lost students that would have been a part of this graduating class, and that you would comfort them, God. I pray for all of the faculty and staff members that you have blessed us with and that have impacted our lives, and that they will continue to impact students in generations to come. They have truly been a blessing from you, God. In Jeremiah 29:11, it says, "For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for calamity, to give you a future and a hope." So as we move on to the next stage in our lives, whether we go off to college, join the military, or go straight into the workforce, I pray that we listen to your plan for us. God, I thank you for who you are, what you do, and what you've done for us. And I pray all of this in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you Mr. Davis's best graduating class of Robert E. Lee High School, the class of 2012.
Seniors, please remove your caps and remove your tassels from your caps. Once again, remove your caps and remove your tassels from your caps. Now remember, let's do this right. Let's make sure we do it right. Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, please join me in recognizing the graduates of 2012. Seniors, are you ready? 1, 2, 3, toss your caps. You are dismissed. Thank you.
Great ceremony. Good job.
Under the circumstances. Oh, thank you. I mean, we made it.
We did. I was sitting back here playing the
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, that's okay. Grab that. No. Be careful. Hey, thank you, Byron.
His wireless.